Hi, this is Karen from Haven College and Career Readiness Services, and this video is on how to obtain your FSA ID. All right, so the student is going to need an FSA ID and one parent. So if you're in a household with two parents, only one parent is going to need an FSA ID. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen so you can see exactly what I'm looking at to obtain an FSA ID. So you can go ahead and get on the website that it says on the orange folder. Certainly you want to have your orange folder handy because you're going to need to document quite a little bit here. You are also going to need to be able to have your cell phone nearby because you're going to receive a 6-digit text and then a 6-digit code by email. So go ahead and have those devices appropriate nearby so you can go ahead and check those and to get those codes in there. Do keep in mind that the parent and the student cannot use the same cell phone number, nor can they use the same email address. So it's going to have to be two different cell phone numbers and two different email addresses, okay? I guess technically we can bypass the cell number, but you will need two separate email addresses. So if the parent does not have an email address, you will need to create one before we start this process. Okay, so we're gonna, since we don't have an FSA ID, we are new to the FAFSA process and we're gonna click Start Here. That's going to go ahead and take us to the login page, and we're just going to go ahead and say I am student, and we're going to go ahead and click this blue button here that says don't have an FSA ID, create one. So let's go ahead and see what this says here. Create an FSA ID. This is going to be so you can go ahead and fill out your FAFSA form. It gives you some information on some other things that it will help to get started. Items needed to create an account. You're going to need a social security number, and you're going to need that cell phone number and that email address that I talked about. So let's click Get Started. Personal information. I'm going to go ahead and use a fake name here. So I'm going to use test, middle initial A, and then test 1. And I'm going to use a fake birth date of, and we'll just use, whoa, let me see if I can speed up that process a little bit. Yeah, so we'll just use that as our birth year and social security number. And so I'm going to see what happens here. And I always encourage you to go show SNN or whatever the information is. Just always go show. And let me actually see. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let me see if that will use that. And we're going to go ahead and go continue. All right, so I'd say, yeah, somebody else has used that. So let me see if, let's try something else here. Let's go 0987 and see if I can use that. Information user. I'm going to go continue. Your information is going to come up just fine because you're going to have a real one. All right, so I'm using fake stuff, so that's why it's giving me flags. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a username of test, and I am going to need to go ahead and use, it doesn't like that. So let me go to the help icon and we're going to see. So my username must be between 6 and 30 characters in length. You can use any combination of numbers and upper and lowercase letters. Note, you cannot choose a username that has 10 numbers and no letters. So I've got to use a combination of numbers and letters, uppercase and lowercase. So I'm going to go ahead and use, and it's got to be 6 digits. So I'm going to use test 1, and then I'm just going to go like that. Okay. An email address, I'm going to use, so Karen, I'm going to use my business email address. Okay. And I've got to go ahead Whoops, didn't click on that. And my password. So let's see what it tells me for my password. So I've got to have uppercase, lowercase number, and 8 characters. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to, I think I can just go test. And I, again, always click on the show password so you can see exactly what you're writing here. Test2 HCCR, okay? And you want to, again, document all this on your orange folder. So the inside flap, it's going to have one side that's the student information and another side that is the parent information. Again, always go show what you're typing. So test2, whoops, and I'm using capital letters there. All right, so I'm going to go continue. Looking over that. So yeah, continue. The password you entered contain, oh, that's true, because I've used my name as test, so I cannot use that in the password. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use password Haven1. Is that enough letters? Haven1 is my password then. Yeah, that will work. No, it won't. I don't have 8 characters, so Haven 11. We're gonna get this squared away. This is real life, folks. So don't feel bad if you're getting red flagged too. Okay, just keep working with it, the prompts and whatnot. So stay positive. We're gonna get this done. And now we're gonna go ahead and do continue. And we've got our, and I'm not going to save this obviously since it's fake stuff. So I'm just going to do Main Street as my, and I'm going to go Cityville, and I'll just go Indiana, and I'm actually going to use my right zip code just because. So that's what I've got as my address, my mobile number. So enter your own number. Do not enter a family member's or friend's number, okay? So a mobile number can only be associated with one account. Entering a mobile number can help you with account recovery. So basically, if you forget your password or your FSA ID or your password associated with, this is one of the ways they're going to be able to get a hold of you and to send you that stuff. Okay, and so I would go ahead and check that for your mobile account. I wonder if I can get. I'm trying to get away from using real stuff here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me see if I can just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as sort of the fake one. And normally I would tell you yes, click this, but in my case, since this isn't a real number and I don't want to try to confirm that number by a code, I'm going to go ahead and not hit it and go continue. I've entered an invalid response, probably because they know there's probably not. I wonder if I did like a real, oh, I didn't have enough numbers there. That's why that's, here, let's try this again. Again, real life people. I can't really do this over again because of the Social Security number involved. So that's why I'm trying some different things out here on this video. So I apologize that it's really touch and go, but I guess you probably might be experiencing some issues at home too. So I don't know, maybe that's a positive. We're gonna go with it though. Okay, so you're gonna click yes. I'm not for the purposes that I'm using, and I'm gonna hit continue. It still doesn't like it. I imagine they know that it's fake. So again, I'm going to try to use a real area code. Whoops. Let's see if I use a real area code, if that will work. And I think yeah, okay. So let's try this again. No, it doesn't like it. It still doesn't like it. Huh. I wonder if I have to use any. Well, I'm going to try this one last time. Continue. Yep, it didn't need it. All right, well, that was helpful. I guess that's probably what I should have done. Okay, so now it's recommended that you go ahead and have correspondence by email. I wouldn't concur with that as well. So let's see here. ED and its Federal Student Loan Services wants you to feel confident. Again, you choose what's best there, whatever you feel better with. I don't think I have a preference for you. And then you're going to go ahead and put whatever your primary language is and hit continue. Challenge questions. So actually, this is usually the most hardest part, I think, but boy, I seem to make the phone number the hardest part today. So your challenge questions is you're going to go ahead and pick one of these. You can scroll through here. There's all sorts of choices that can be made. Let me scroll down a little bit more and you can probably see those boxes. So you're just going to go ahead and choose one of these. I'm just going to go ahead and choose the first one, and I'm going to answer Central, and then youngest sibling. David is my youngest sibling, and then challenge question 3. What city were you born in? Mattoon. Question number 4. I'll go with name of first boss, and I'm going to go Mark. Okay. So I've answered those. Again, you can document all of that down on your orange folder and your response. And I do encourage you to click on Show Answer so you know exactly what you've capitalized, what you haven't capitalized, and those types of things. I'm going to hit Continue. Again, I'm not going to save any of this. So this is sort of my personal information here that I've gone ahead and put down. And I can edit it if it's wrong. So I think I am ready to move on. I agree to the terms, continue. And I need to go ahead and verify, only a verified email address or verified phone number is required. If you provided both on the previous screens, you must verify both below. So I need to go ahead and verify my email. And now I've got to go ahead and enter my secure code, which I need to actually log into my mail to do that. So forgive me here. I thought I had my phone nearby, but I don't. So let me pull up that and let's see if I've got an email from, I don't have an, there it is. So here's my email, action required. I'm going to click on that. This is what it looks like. I'm actually going to write it down on a piece of paper. So 839373. Okay. And let me go back to this. And I'm going to go ahead and go 839373 was my code. And I'm going to go continue. And now I'm going to go finish. So my account was successfully created. What's next? So now I basically can go ahead and log in with my information, and I can start filling out my FSA or filling out my FAFSA. So I could probably go, let's even go to that page. And yes, so I would now go ahead and put in my FSA ID and my password and log on in, and I can go ahead and create my FAFSA. Let me get off this screen. Let me come on back here. So that was a little wild. That's what happens when you use fake information. So it's just a good reminder to always be honest, right? So I apologize again for the phone issue with the phone number, but that should give you an idea of how the FSA ID information works. Definitely document. Definitely document all of that information into your orange folder, because you're going to need to log in each and every year that your school or that your child is in college. So you're going to want to go ahead and reuse that FSA ID, reuse that password, and then certainly we only did one, but if you're going to need one FSA ID for the student and another FSA ID for the parent. So thanks for bearing with me. You saw real life stuff there of how things work and how things don't work. And again, don't get discouraged when the red boxes flash on up there. Certainly, if you have any problems whatsoever, go ahead and contact me, and I'll try to work things through. Since I'm not an employee of the federal government, if you have real issues, go ahead and take that hotline number, that toll-free phone number that's on your orange folder on the inside flap, and you can go ahead and call them at that 1-800 number for additional information. And if you need to have if you've screwed something up, maybe like what I was sort of going to with my phone number there, you can go ahead and have them reset that process for you. I just don't have that capabilities. I'm just an educator. I'm not employed by the federal government or the FAFSA system to be able to have inside information to your account. So I'm not going to be able to help you reset that, but those folks will. So thanks for watching the video. Good luck filing your FAFSA. Don't forget to go ahead and watch the video, the screen by screen video of how to get that done. Good work.